I'm going to walk us through this because I coach people to do this all the time. The anxiety and fear that Abby is experiencing right now as she has to walk across this bridge is not inherently bad. It just is. It is the emotional template through which she is about to engage in a behavioral decision. Now, she can take that fear, create meaning out of that fear that she's weak and cannot do it, and that this is too much for her, which is likely going to lead to a decision to stay put and not push forward. Now, circumstance dictates that she does need to push forward, so it's going to catalyze this a little bit. But what we're going to do is we're going to acknowledge the fear. We're going to acknowledge the anxiety, and we're going to say it's fine that it's here. One of the cool things about this is that you knowing that it's there means we can validate it and then make the behavioral choice that's in your best interest, which is to go step at a time in walking across this bridge. And we're going to conceptualize that as a series of micro decisions. I am going to face Lev. Lev will be my focal point throughout the duration of this walk. I am then going to take my right foot and then my left foot, and I'm going to feel the solid ground beneath me. And as I walk toward Lev, I'm going to feel my balance, and I'm going to focus on that point ahead, knowing that the behavioral decision to cross this bridge is what's most important. Now that I've gotten across this bridge, I am going to reinforce for myself that that was a really good idea and that I fought through that. And I'm quite proud of myself for the fact that I was able to perform that task despite the fact that I felt anxious, which tells me that anxiety is not actually doing anything. It's just providing the template that, in fact, I am the one that is accomplishing the task, not the absence of the emotion that I think is going to prevent me from doing it. And we would do this over and over and over and over again to hopefully recalibrate her orientation toward fear of heights.
I'm not. I mean, it's not the most popular route.
Oh my god.
Just try not to look down.
Nope. So don't tell me what not to do. Tell me what to do. Focus on Lev. Focus on Lev. Feel your feet on the floor. Focus on your breathing. In through the nose, hold, and out through the mouth.
Oh, fuck.
I'm okay. I am taking steps that are in the direction of staying on the bridge.
How you feeling?
I'm waiting on all that true strength.
Cold.
I am looking
Cool.
forward.
What?
Never mind.
That's good. Give me something else to focus on. Because the other thing that can happen here is when you're afraid and you have to perform, there is sometimes a tendency for folks to over-focus.
Between you and your friend Owen?
There's a tendency for folks to over-focus on motor functions that normally would be automatic in a time like this. And if you start micromanaging your motor functions when you're trying to perform something like this, you're going to run into trouble. This is what causes issues for people in sports performance. So Lev being willing to engage with us in a way that maybe we wouldn't expect right now by saying cold and like engaging in humor and asking about this Owen person. What it does is it allows Abby to redirect her focus to something she wasn't expecting and allows her motor coordination to go on autopilot because ultimately her brain is monitoring it. It's the same thing as if you're driving a car and you can get all up in your thoughts and you can think about the music you're listening to and somehow you get home and you realize that you drove home all the way without really thinking about it. That's essentially what's happening here. And we want to get Abby to organically engage in that process as best we can.
Oh my god, Lev, now?
It seemed really awkward.
Just go!
Perfect. That's exactly what we needed Lev to say right there.
Oh, god.
Now you really want to internally reinforce this. I did it.
I did it!
Come on.
Can we take a minute and be impressed by me?
Not yet.
Yes! Yes, we can! Yes, we can, Lev!
Come here, I'm gonna hug you.
You're not gonna want to hug me in a second.
Why? Why?
You'll see.
Oh, God. Well, we did one. It means we can do the next.
Holy shit, Lev!
It's gonna be okay. Eyes on me.
Shit.
Perfect. All right, so we're going to draw upon the fact that we just did it. We're going to stay focused on Lev. Now, it's interesting because Lev is inadvertently becoming not an attachment figure, but a figure of attachment, meaning that Lev is going to be a person that Abby associates with her reclaiming her fear of heights by doing this activity. That is going to facilitate an immense amount of connection and intimacy. which is going to potentially be the antithesis to what we've been talking about through this entire game series, which is it's the antithesis to survival. Now, in this case, the connection we feel to Lev is going to allow us to survive. We're going to draw upon that confidence. We're going to focus on Lev. Again, we're going to feel our feet on the floor. We're going to focus on our breathing, in through the nose, out through the mouth. We're going to think about what it is, why we're doing this. We got to make sure we get a cure. We just watched this person be successful at doing it.
Of this? And don't quote the prophet to me.
Heights never scared me.
What does?
The ocean, dogs.
Understandably so. Those are things that are dangerous.
Oh my God.
You got this, Abby.
Almost there.
You can do it.
Shit.
Ooh, baby.
Look, you can see the hospital now.
Perfect.
Fuck. Oh, fuck.
You got this, Abby.
Focus on me.
Yep, good.
I can't do this, Lev.
Yes, you can.
I can't do this.
Yes, you can.
I can't.
You're going to. Come on. True strength.
Yep,
True strength. True strength.
yep. Draw upon it. You are strong. Think about Dad. Think about Lev. Think about everybody in your life that has been a stabilizing force.
Abby.
I couldn't even tell that she lost her balance. I have failed you, Abby. I'm so sorry. Holy shit. All right, we can do this. We can do this. The point stays the same. I can't tell if what Abby's balance is. This is such an awkward camera angle, man. The cameraman is just not in the right spot for this.
You can make it.
Yes, you can. I can make it.
Careful.
I hope I'm not being annoying with these interjections, but even there's a little moment there that I think is really important to recognize from an attachment perspective. Notice how Abby's language, when she says that she can't do it, she says, I can't do it. And then when she's trying to push through it, she says, you can do it. That shift from I to you is a very important window to a person's psyche. And one of the questions that I like to ask as a therapist, if I ever see that happen, is whose voice did you hear that in? And it's often a person's attachment figure. My guess is that if we could catch Abby at a point of like calm where she's not up on this bridge, she might tell you that the voice she heard there was either Owen or her father. That she drew upon the internalized object that she has of those people as an external force that is encouraging her to push through something that she believes she is not capable of doing. And I think that if she had fully integrated those attachment figures into her own value system and belief about herself, she would hear her say, I can do this. But she says, you can do this. And that's usually the first step toward people integrating in new self-talk and directive cognitive directions in moments when they're experiencing fear. And no, Grizz, I would not consider it to be schizophrenic because we haven't seen like multiple personalities or anything like that show through for Abby. It's a very common cognitive thing that happens for folks. We have internalized objects of people that we keep internally and draw upon in times of like isolation when those people are not readily available to us. Mr. Tibbs, they work the same way. The exact same way. I understand the focusing part, breathing, keeping your mind on the positives of what you will do, and it does all make sense, but when I have to deal with heights, my knees will shake so badly that they literally give out on me. How would somebody who experiences that push past the shaking and move forward? That says that you need to be scaffolded into that process. We would not have a person we would not have Abby do this as her first foray into heights. We would have Abby do other stuff first to build up her distress tolerance and to systematically desensitize her to what's going on so that by the time she gets up on this bridge, she experiences the fear in the same way that she might have when she was up on the Ferris wheel with Owen. And I actually think that that moment with Owen where she jumped and she was able to see that she would survive that fall by going into the water and having Owen to kind of hitch her safety to, is a moment that she's drawing upon here because she's seen herself in this position before and surviving it. So we would need to send a person through systematic desensitization if we were going to really make this effective, because there are involuntary motor things that can happen when a person has a fear response that do make it impossible to accomplish this task.